Hey guys, it's Jim here, Ludus Games, and I'm bringing a new segment that I wanted to try out, see what people think. It's called "Is It Worth It?" And basically, we're going to be looking at the value of box openings and seeing whether or not it's worth the buy. And I was thinking about this because Ultimate Masters is due to come out next week, and when the news first hit about the MSRP on the Ultimate Masters, a lot of people lost their minds over how much it was going to cost. Even I'll be honest, I really was worried about the cost and it being too high to a point where I was contemplating, is it worth even staying in Magic and collecting and playing the paper product anyway. So I was thinking about that, and I wanted to put something together, and this is a segment that I wanted to do. So let's talk about Ultimate Masters. Now, my first line of thinking on the product is, no matter what Wizards puts out or the price, people are going to buy it. There's going to be a lot of people buying this product. Not just for the reasons that I'm going to talk about, but just because it's a Masters product and people are going to go out and spend the money for it. Currently, and I'm getting my prices off of Card Kingdom, and I have no affiliation with Card Kingdom. I've used them a few times, and I have no complaints with the company, and I always use them as a reference point. So Card Kingdom is currently got the box at $289.99 USD. I'm up in Canada, so it's going to be a bit different, probably close to $350-400. Boosters they have listed at $11.99, so just about $12 US. Up in Canada, we're looking between 15 to 20 for the packs, for booster packs. But the price usually fluctuates, right? Like when the set first comes out, like any master set, when it first comes out, it's all over the place. It fluctuates. I shouldn't say it's all over the place. It'll spike down, then back up, and then it lands somewhere on the map. I find the older sets, there's a few cards that will increase where all the other cards will come down a little bit because they're either second or third printing of cards. The new art on the set, thumbs up. It's nice to see. If you're going to do reprints, at least offer new art. To me, it's like back in the day in Unlimited Revised, where you'd have one card and three different arts for it. Allow people the options to get the kind of art that they like. So it's good to see that. I enjoy that, and it's supporting artists out there, and you can't really go wrong there. I am concerned about ratio of distribution on cards. That's a question mark for me. A rare. What's it? How many? What's the distribution of it? I'm sure not all rares are going to get the exact same amount of printing. So not every rare is going to be printed 10,000 times or whatever the case is. So they have ratios that concerns me about the set. What else? I wrote some notes down because I'm getting old and I can't remember these things. This set should be amazing to draft. I think people will have a lot of fun. Not only the satisfaction of opening packs that have value, and I'll get into that, but it looks really good. You might be able to hear my kids in the background playing, so don't mind them. But yeah, so the draft should be amazing. Some of the other things, Leovold, he's dropped in price. He was like 70 a while back. My son yelling like a banshee because he does these things. So Leovold has gone down. Banning him doesn't help either, right? So that's put a damper on his price. Tarmogoyf is down about $50 now. It's third or fourth printing or something like that, I think it's good that these cards are coming down. Because over $100 for a card to play in any format is a bit taxing. I'm not a fan of that. People may argue, but I certainly don't like cards that go over $100. Temporal Manipulation has come down. I think it was $100 at one time, and now it's like $35. That card, I think, will go up after the set is gone. But that's that. You have 87 cards. So why don't we look at some of this stuff instead of talking about it? There's I did a spreadsheet, so don't mind the spreadsheet. So here's the set. There's 87 cards that have value. I'll get into the details on that. But 20 for 20 on the mythics all have value. You know, in past master sets, you'd get mythics that weren't worth they were worth less than $1. I mean, you know, when you're putting premium product out like that, especially on the mythic slot, you really should be offering value to the consumer. You know, you're shilling out a lot of or dishing out a lot of money for this stuff, and you should have value. In the rares, there's also 46 out of 53 rares have value in this set. And again, that's from today's prices. So going online, checking Card Kingdom out, and looking at that, there's a lot of value in the rares and the mythics. And I mean, you know, that's the slot that everybody's looking at when they crack the packs. You know, everybody goes to the back and want to see what rare or mythic they pulled. The foils in this set will really bring some good paydays for people. If you're not into foils, I suggest you use them to get other product that you need. But they will certainly be valuable. I mean, look, you got Snapcaster if you get that in foil, Bitter Blossom, Tarmogoyf crack is right there. Like maybe not Balefire, but Balefire is a few bucks at Mythic. I mean, he's not overly priced, but yeah, like Liliana, Temporal Manipulation in a foil. Like, oh, you know, whoever opens that you'll be lucky. It's nice, but like any one of these back to basics, Mikaea's Fauna Shaman in foil is awesome. Golgari Grave Troll, Seize the Day. I mean, these are all Demonic Tutor in foil. I mean, people will love that. I'm not crazy about this particular art. It's good, but not my cup of tea. I like some of the older art better. Again, like Glenn, a larger Archmage in foil. So if you pull a foil in any one of these, Noble Hierarch will probably be $100. It's gonna be good for you. Now I want to talk about just quickly. I want to go to my spreadsheet, not because I spent time working on it, but because I want to talk about the trends since the first Modern Masters, and really people who complain out there. You know, they complain that the master sets are undervalued. There's not enough value in them. So I wanted to do some research. So as of today, prices today. So here we have Modern Masters up here as the first one, released back in June 2013. If you want to buy a box today, BB's booster box. So you want to buy a box today, you're paying about almost $600 US. They had about 229 cards in that set. 75, and I base my value on a card being worth more than $1. Some people may not agree with that, saying $1 is not enough value, but a dollar is a dollar. The dollars add up. So anything more than $1 to me is value. 75 cards have value from that Modern Masters. Total, so if you were to go and buy each one that was $1 or more, all 75 of those cards, you would be paying $877.46 for Modern Masters. So compared, you're not going to get that, and there's averages in there when you're cracking, and that's part of is it worth it? I want to go back and examine box openings of these sets, and then look at exactly how much value was cracked in a box opening. So that's the idea with this whole segment that I want to do. Is it worth it? I want to examine box openings and seeing what kind of value was gotten out of that box. You know, is it better to buy singles? Is it a decent pull to get to go and get yourself a booster box? In 2015, in May, we had Modern Masters 2015. Right now, you want to buy a box. About $300, 249 cards were in that set. The number of cards that have value were 52, and those 52 cards equaled about $775 in value, or 776. We moved to Eternal Masters in 2016. You want to get a box today, it's about 310. There were 249 cards in the set. 61 of them had value. And if you add up those singles, and the value again is $853. Modern Masters 2017, it's $300 a box, 249 in the size. 52 cards had value. You add those 52, you're at about 776. Iconic Masters, we're dropping now. So we're looking at the last two sets before the Ultimate Masters. I know you can see the numbers on there, and that's okay. But Iconic Masters, you can buy a box today for about $160. Again, about 250 cards in the set. 51 of them had value. You add those up, you're only at about $540 in value. This is where people really started to complain about master sets not, having value, and consumers weren't happy. I mean, there's tons of product out there. I mean, I've seen in my local brick and mortars around here, they're discounting this stuff and trying to get rid of it. Masters 25, you can buy a box for about $170 US. Again, this is all US. In Canada, it's a little different, so the prices are going to fluctuate. I can do Canadian pricing versus American pricing. I just wanted to go with with the standard out there, and US pricing is the norm, is the standard. Anyways, Masters 25, $170, 250 cards, 65 of them had value. You total those up, that's just under $500, $495. I mean, we're starting to go down. We started at 800, went down to 7, got up to about 800 now. And again, these are all today current market prices. Again, and I use Card Kingdom as my sort of threshold. Now we get to Ultimate Masters. Booster box right now online is about almost $300, $290 there. There's 254 cards. 87 of these cards have value. If you total that value up, it's about $1,200. Well, $1,244.13 to be exact. There's tons. So what I'm extracting from this is there's a lot of value to be had in the Ultimate Masters. I would wager to say that each and every booster pack that you crack is going to have some value between $1 and $50. Okay, so this is a set that's full of goodies. I mean, it's full of good stuff. I don't think you'd be you'd do yourself wrong by buying some booster packs. Boxes are going to be limited to people who have expendable income. I certainly do not, so I'm not going to be buying any booster boxes. As I got the kids, you can see, you heard the Banshee earlier. They require a lot of my income. But what I want to point out is number of cards that have value. When you look at the first Modern Masters, we had 75 cards that had value, and now we have 87. So to bookend, because Wizards is saying that this is going to be the last Masters. We'll take them for the word now. But remember, core sets. They said that they weren't going to do any more core sets, and then they came out with the core set 2019, right? So whatever, we'll take them for the word. But this is supposed to be it for now. The bookends have the most value, most cards with value. So Modern Masters original has 75, and this Ultimate Masters that we're going to get, it has 87. In between, we're 50, 60 cards that have value in the box. Again, I want to do specific videos on is it worth it, highlighting people who have opened and cracked boxes and looking at the exact values that people have gotten from them. And hopefully that will help people out in the decision when they're buying. But Ultimate Masters, I say go buy packs, crack the packs. If anything, at the very least, go and play a draft night at your local brick and mortar. Support your brick and mortar. have fun playing draft. I think every booster pack is going to have value, and you're going to be excited to grab some of those pulls. The only problem with that is that people are going to be money drafting, which is fine, but it is what it is. But the thing is, there'll be a lot of packs, I think, that'll have a really good foil and a really good rare or mythic, and it'll be hard to pass up on either, because they'll both have value, especially if it's a rare mythic, rare foil. Anyways, so is it worth it? Ultimate Masters, I think it is. I think you need to get out there and get your boxes when you can, if you're going to be buying boxes, because I think down the road the prices will spike. If you look at Modern Masters, we're almost $600 a booster box. Iconic Masters low, Masters 25 is low. I don't see that going up anytime soon. But Ultimate Masters, because of the value, like we're looking at 87 cards that have value. So like, just if you go through it, every card on every row, there's something that's good here. Goryo's Vengeance, Vexing Devil, Sublime Archangel. And even if you don't need any of these cards for your decks, you can easily trade them in and get what you need. Pattern of Rebirth, Reanimate, Anger. Like, there's value in almost every rare and mythic rare. I mean, they knocked it out of the park for that. 20 for 20 mythic rares have value. 46 out of 53 rares have value. So what does that leave? 7 cards in the rare slot that don't have value. So you'd be more unluckier to pull something that doesn't have value when you're cracking packs, as you're the last card that you're looking at is gonna be most likely something good. Okay, so go out and buy it. And see, on Card Kingdom, if I were to go and just buy, I do this thing where I just pretend I have tons of money and I just want to get the cards that I need. Out of the cards that I need, 12 that I get directly, it would cost me about $337 US. And I look at that sort of thing like, these are the cards that I really want from the set, versus the price of the booster box. And what did I say? It's about 300. So at that point, I would consider maybe just buying a booster box if I was going to make this purchase, because there's only 12 cards here. I'm guaranteed 24 rares or mythics, so I'm guaranteed, because of the value, to get some good value, and I may be able to trade it in for more than this. So that's something to consider. But again, thumbs up on is it worth it? I think it is, and I think you guys should go out and at least play a draft of this new set. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like the video, or leave some comments, and we'll continue this series and do some more videos of is it worth it. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.